And a good midday to you on this Tuesday. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This is a utility outlook video. Big picture, we're looking at a ridge of higher pressure, and with that ridge of higher pressure, kind of two different frontal boundaries. This is our area of low pressure aloft. We have another one over here across the Canadian Maritimes going into the Georges Bank. And we have a backdoor cold front that's interconnected. That cold front is working its way south and east the whole time, but not before temperatures are really getting very, very warm. And heat index kind of show you the heat indices where temperatures are extremely warm right now. However, we're expecting a little bit of thunderstorm activity to fire up across Bennington and Windham counties, perhaps a little bit extended into, say, southern Windsor County. But for the most part, this is going to be southern counties of Vermont, and it looks like it's a kind of a short-lived event. See the latest heads-up that was issued earlier this morning, and a future heads-up will be issued a little bit later on this afternoon. You can also see here that dew point temperatures are right on the edge, but they're falling across the northern part of the state. They're in the 40s and 30s as you head toward the surface low there on the other side of the front, with just generally sinking motion here, lifting mechanism here, and then a little bit of sinking motion this morning, but that's going to change when we fire up those thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the computer modeling. You have the European model on the left and the GFS ensemble model on the right. You can see this large area of low pressure, fairly deep for this time of year, that's up in parts of northern Minnesota, almost into Canada. And it's kind of a surface ridge of higher pressure like the Bermuda High, extending a little bit inland. So this is our backdoor cold front. This is a circulation here that's providing snow up around the Labrador coast. You can see that on both the European as well as the GFS ensemble. Running the model, you can see how precipitation kind of falls apart. You would see a cloud cover spread into Vermont here, and they're starting to break out just tiny bits, just a little bit of precipitation. These are some scattered thunderstorms, a little bit better depicted right now on the GFS ensemble side. But by 03Z, you can see where that frontal boundary is kind of illustrated here, and it looks like some of these are in their sort of waning stages between roughly about 8 o'clock and maybe 9 o'clock this evening, and just basically showers will redevelop. So that's going to be the case across the region tonight. Then we have this sort of triple point, that is an occluded front here. We have a warm front here, or a stationary front, and then a cold front. So all of that means it's just a discombobulation of weather systems that are all going to be moving on through, making for a very wet, showery, and also damp and cool kind of day on Wednesday. There'll be a tremendous amount of convection to the west, and this is where the heat and humidity is going to still reside, and a lot of instability. So consequently, we're looking at thunderstorms getting right up to the Vermont-New York border. That's going to be about it, though. And conditions will just be showers, and some of the showers will be a little bit on the hefty side in some locations. This kind of weak area of low pressure then works its way out of the region on Wednesday night. We get into the day on Thursday. We dry things out just a little bit. Still some leftover isolated sprinkles. Nothing real major here. And then our next weather system will push in for Friday. This is this area of low pressure here. Kind of works on in. And this looks a little bit convective on Friday, but it's going to be into some chilly air, as chilly air is going to kind of reside across a good portion of the region. We get into late Friday. That kind of pushes on out. And then after that, we're looking at the showers pushing on out Friday night and into the day on Saturday. A little bit of a break in the morning. Some more scattered or widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across portions of the state on Saturday. And then that moves on out with a better day on Sunday as we dry things out. The other thing I want to show you is looking at, this is the remnants of AGATHA. And AGATHA started out on the Pacific side. As we take it all the way through here, it's basically right here, crossing the Mexico Peninsula. And it's going to take a track over the Yucatan Peninsula, and then dump out in the vicinity of western Cuba, and then take a track into central Florida, and then off the southeast United States coast. Just about due east of Cape Hatteras, it's going to make a right turn as it's running into a lot of these various weather systems off to the west of us, and counterclockwise flow and some jet stream energy. So watching how this all sets up here, this is our remnants here, redevelops, probably at this point in time either tropical depression or tropical storm status, or getting close, crossing it looks like central portions of Florida. Then it gets into the warmer waters. Sea surface temperatures are relatively high over the Gulf Stream here, as you get off the coast. We're already at 984, and this looks like a very well-developed tropical cyclone heading south and east. Doesn't bother any land. That's the good news. Once it crosses Florida, it's pretty much finished, and out to sea it goes. Okay, looking at the GFS plumes, what you can see here is some perk-ups of some showers, especially on Tuesday after Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then you're getting into a little bit of a lull, and then it looks like the next one comes in on Friday, and then a little bit of a lull, and so on and so forth. Looking at the total amount of QPF, are running about 1 inch by late in the week. Quick look at dew point temperatures. This is 60 degrees, so we're right at that. This is the center line on Montpelier, Vermont. If this was Springfield, Vermont, we'd be seeing these temperatures a little bit warmer, probably up into the mid-60s. And down right about the Massachusetts border, 65 to 70. So it's a lot more humid down there, and that's where those thunderstorms will fire. Precipitable water is rather high during Tuesday night and during the day on Wednesday, and so some beefy rainfall, potentially especially notable around western parts of Vermont. Looking at, we'll go to convective available potential energy. Because we're going to have a lot of cloud cover, the capes are pretty limited until you get into, you can see some of the ensembles here showing some better cape, but this is a long ways out around the corner, well beyond the period. And this is looking at shear. At least for today in this period here, we're talking about 45 knots, but it's going to be very low cape and kind of a high shear kind of deal. And then the shear values come down until we get into this weekend. They start to perk up just a little bit more and then come down again. Weather Prediction Center, Weather Prediction Center, before I get to the Climate Reanalyzer, you can see that we're up to about 1.5 inches in this particular stretch here, and that also correlates well with where that frontal boundary is going to be lined up with some of the heavier precipitation. Climate Reanalyzer looks like this, and here's our cold front, our backdoor cold front, and this is going to be pushing in. Next 5 days of meteorological output statistics, or MOS, shows you that we're running about 3 to 6 degrees below normal. And let's see, about 3 days later, it looks like this. Neutral, a little bit above normal as you head toward Pennsylvania, colder than normal toward the coastal sections of Maine and so forth. We have to start talking about the tropics. It's barely hurricane season. Actually, that starts during the day tomorrow, June the 1st. This is a little bit pre-season. So we do have a tropical depression that's located here. It's going to take a track again in the Yucatan, dump off the coast here in the vicinity of western Cuba, and then work its way north, kind of northeast, and across the Florida Isthmus Peninsula, and then take a track off the southeast coast, and then out to sea she'll go. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thank you for watching.